Righto, I have seen a lot of posts on this, comments on this, and people still don't understand this. So what I thought I'd talk about is throttle controllers. Do they give you more power? Are they useful? Are they complete bullcrap? Or do they actually have a purpose? You have some people say that they give your car a heap of power. You know, you install them and they throw you in the seat and your car does a burnout and takes off. And then you have other people say, yeah, they're a gimmick, they're this and that. Other people say that they've got better fuel economy. It depends on who you talk to. I myself, I have one in my car. I have the EVC or the U9, the Ultimate 9 throttle controller. I've had it in there for probably 2-3 years. I have had two. My first one had an issue and it caused my car to do this shudder or like kangaroo hop sort of thing. I don't know what it was, but I sent the controller away and they sent me another one. No questions asked. It was actually a fault with the unit. Haven't heard of any other ones having that issue. Just one off. I was an early adopter, so I got one of the early ones. My car, if you don't know, is a 200 series Land Cruiser. I find they don't give you more power. For starters, they do not increase the power output of your engine. They do not give you more kilowatts. They do not give you more torque. Do they make the torque and power that you've got more accessible when you need it? Is my other question. So say I put mine's got an exhaust and a few other things done to it. If I put mine in probably U1, U2, it spools up the turbos a lot quicker and the car will pick up speed a lot quicker. But it's very jerky. It like just throws you in the seat. There's no finesse. It's pretty much like an old school cable. How you used to tighten the cable up so it had no free play in it, and then it would just rip the butterfly clean open. Obviously with this, all the throttle controllers do is change the torque curve of the, fly-by-wire throttle. I actually do this for my job, but when I try and actually verbalize it, sometimes it doesn't come across as, as fluent as I want it to. So pretty much what it does is tricks the computer. So if you put your foot down, say 20%, it says, okay, to the computer, you want 40%. So it takes that initial lag out of it. The ECU goes, okay, the throttle's been opened up to 40%. Let's go hard. Can that help? Can it make a difference? Seat of the pants, you think the car's got more power. It hasn't. Can it do a 0 to 100 time different to the standard throttle setup? Yeah, it can. And that's why you see a lot of places. I know that Ford Drive 24/7 did it. They did from point A to point B. It was quicker to do that time. All it's doing is taking the throttle lag out, and the throttle lag is where that time is lost. I've done this personally, taking off from traffic lights, stop starts, all that sort of stuff. I notice definitely the car picks up, gets to speed a lot quicker when it's in U1 or U2 mode, but also the fuel economy goes to crap. And there's no finesse. Like when the car's cold, it's like you're pretty much flogging the car all the time. Not really a fan of it. Where they really come into their own and where this is fantastic, I honestly use it more in this application than what I do on the road. When I'm driving around the streets, I don't even have it on, because most of them have, 3-4 modes. The basic ones have normal, economy, power. Right, the one that I've got has ultimate mode, which is power, economy mode, and then it has an auto mode, and then it has normal. What I find with auto mode, it's all over the place. It is pretty much to the point that it's either throwing you in the seat or it's not enough. It's like it's either too much throttle lag or it's like Ultimate 9 and throwing you in the seat. There's no finesse there because you got to take off, you got to compensate for that throttle lag. So you apply just a little bit more, you hold it, and the next one the car launches. And I just find that with my 200, it's, yeah, I don't like auto mode at all. I don't know if it has to calibrate itself over a certain amount of time, but I've had it set to auto mode for weeks at a time, and it's terrible. I'm not a fan of it. Ultimate mode, it's the same thing. U1 is okay, U2 is just throw it in the seat, U3 is alright. This thing is, you're just flogging your car for the sake of flogging a car. I don't even bother going any higher than U3 in my cruiser because it's just, anything higher than U3 is completely ridiculous. You are thrashing the shit out of the car and you're not going too much further, if you know what I mean. So like for example, my cruiser loves 2.5, 3 grand. If I can hold it in the 2.5, 3 grand, that's where its torque curve is. It loves it in there. But if you start changing it to like a U3, U4, it's revving out 3.5, 4 grand. And it's not going in it, it's just revving. It's gone past its torque curve. But going back to my earlier statement, is where I really use my throttle controller is off-road, using the economy mode, which really dulls down the throttle just for that slow crawling stuff. So if you're like just rock crawling or you're going up a steep hill and you just need a whole consistent throttle, it's perfect for that. It also prevents that rollback. The Land Cruisers, being auto, are prone for that rollback. So you go to apply the throttle and it's just that bit of a turbo lag and then it rolls back. Whereas the throttle controller can take that out. You can dial that out. That's where that is honestly where they come into their own, and they're fantastic. The gripes I've had with it is if you're towing, however, and especially on freeways, even if you're not towing, if you have it in like an ultimate mode and you go to put cruise control on, it's just harsh when the cruise control activates, because it's like the cruise control just negates the throttle controller for a split second, so the car like thumps when it goes into cruise control, where if you put it into normal mode it doesn't do that. But if you have it in an ultimate mode or whatever, or the auto mode, it does. So the conclusion, are they really worth it? You know, throttle control is honestly worth the money. If you do a lot of off-roading and need that finesse with the throttle, and actually it works both ways, because if you need to get through a bog hole or anything, or sand, and you need that instant throttle, the ultimate modes work perfect for that. I've used ultimate mode where I come around the corner, there's a bog hole, I'm like, okay, I gotta tromp it, and I just quickly flicked it to the ultimate mode and got straight through. That's where they come into their own. Around town, just racing around town, I honestly, like I said, I don't really have mine on, because it's the standard throttle is a nice smooth linear throttle feel, and it's more usable around town. You start putting into the ultimate modes and it becomes erratic. You're just thrashing the car for the sake of thrashing the car. It's like you're not gaining anything from it, you're burning more fuel. So yeah, ultimately for the Ultimate 9, I would recommend it if you do a lot of full driving stuff. And other than that, probably not, you know, because unless you like having that more of an instant throttle feel. But yeah, I wouldn't bother if you're just going around town and you're not super fast, because it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't increase the power of your car. The car does not go physically faster. It's the same power, it's just utilizing it in a different way. And heaps of people argue with me when it comes to this. Oh no, it gives you more power. Oh no, they do nothing. They do something, but it's not yeah, it's not a performance mod, to say the least. There's a time and a place for them, and I still reckon they're a good thing, but you got to know their place.